Adrian Blanz is back.
Happy to be back. Really, haven't talked to you in like a year.
What happened in between?
If I can make 150k followers from one video, why not? But then I met a girl, and then I was like, yeah, let's just stay in Vienna and move together. And then
Why you want to have 2 kids?
no, I'm not. Yeah, that's it. We broke up a few weeks ago. Last time I had this kind of feeling 3 years ago when I decided to move to Taiwan.
Oh my god, you are gonna have mental breakdown.
Yeah, I do have one already.
What do you think about therapy? So right now it's more like the real Adrian. Are you afraid of rejection?
Yeah.
You're adulting.
Like, this is a tough one. And I promise you, I will. Like after this podcast, I realized that's also, I never really, what people don't really get on my Instagram. I don't know. I want to correct that. Wait, editor, cut that out. And
Yeah, you're allowed.
thank you. And the mics work?
Adrian Blanz is back.
Stop that. Okay. Stop that.
Hi.
Hi Adrian.
Hi.
I cannot believe right now we are meeting in Munich.
Yeah, last time we met was in Taiwan. Almost like exactly 1 year ago. Thanks for having me back again.
I mean, one of the content that we post about you that went pretty viral was about that you were talking about TikTok, right?
Oh, really?
Back then you were.
Well, I didn't see it. In a good way or in a bad way?
Well, like because you on TikTok, I think you also have huge amount of following as well.
It's okay.
It's okay. How many?
450k around
And
that.
you are on Instagram like.
On Instagram I have 850k.
Right.
So on Instagram is like almost double.
But
as
like,
much.
I think back then you were saying like TikTok is really hard to build community. So like you.
Yeah.
Do you want to
I
correct that?
want to correct that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So the thing is, I thought like at that it's like a year ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought because of the algorithm, like the TikTok and Instagram algorithm, they are different. On TikTok, each video has the same potential, I feel like.
Yeah.
And on Instagram, it's more community based, like you have your account in general. And because also, if you watch TikTok, what do you watch? Like your For You page or your following page?
For You page.
Yeah, so everybody does it, right? So so I thought on TikTok it's harder to build a community, but that's just actually for me. So it depends more on the content you post, and my content was a lot focused on aesthetic and very Instagrammable. You know, that's why I also have bigger following on Instagram. It's very aesthetic and very like clean and not too personal. Like I don't really speak that much in my videos. So I think that's a big part why for me it's hard to build a community. But a lot of my friends have a very good TikTok community because they do a lot of personality based content, like talking to the camera, talking to the people. So yeah, I want to correct that. It comes down to the content you post.
Yeah, I think so too.
But in general, on Instagram too.
A lot of brands are bullish on TikTok, but recently I think TikTok's about to be banned.
About to be banned?
In the US, yeah. So,
you think so?
Yeah, it's the regulation. And because I think there's some China and US issue. And then the problem is right now a lot of creators are shifting back to Instagram or like YouTube. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
I think so too. I think TikTok is losing importance more and more. Kurzlebig.
Like
What is that in English?
short attention or like
No, it's like people. I know TikToks can go viral very easily, and people will forget very quickly.
okay.
You know. So, for example, compared to YouTube, if you build a big YouTube channel, it's much more community based, and you have a way better communities, much more long lived.
retention. retention?
Two.
Is
Yeah,
that-
that's two. That in a long-term aspect, building a big YouTube channel is better than building a TikTok. All of the social media platforms are important.
Yeah, that is so.
It's just that for me, my YouTube channel has like I started with YouTube. I don't know, probably most of the people don't know my like story, but I started with YouTube, and then I switched to Instagram and TikTok. But what I wanted to say is that because I don't have that much experience in like building a big YouTube channel, so when I talk about social media, I focus more on Instagram and TikTok because that's where I'm bigger and I know what I'm talking of.
Yeah.
So because on YouTube I have like 20K, and I also stopped posting on YouTube. Yeah, you can actually just listen to the other podcast, but I basically stopped because I was building it in Taiwan, and then I moved back to Europe, or like 95% of my subscribers were from Taiwan, and they weren't really interested in outside Taiwan content, So they wanted to see me experiencing stuff in Taiwan, and like, and that wasn't the content I could see myself in the future,
Did you speak like Chinese or did you speak English or German?
In the videos,
Yeah.
I spoke like 50% Chinese and 50% English.
Wow.
But my Chinese is so bad, so it was like the more videos I shot,
Yeah.
the more it switched to English actually, because I needed. Yeah, it's like my Chinese is very bad. Yeah.
No, but like initially you moved to Taiwan because you wanted to kind of learn the language and also you want to grow your social media, right? Back then.
My goal was actually why I moved to Taiwan was because I wanted to be a superstar. I wanted to be like very big. I wanted to be like the biggest YouTuber there, and like I wanted to just stay there.
Yeah.
But after a while, after I got to know the social media scene and people there, I figured out that it's not really what I want. So then I moved back to Europe, and now my plan is to actually go to the States.
Yeah.
Also, a big point is because my following is from there.
Yeah.
Like my top location is United States,
How many
so it
percent?
makes like 20%.
Okay.
Like that's my top location, and it just makes sense for brand deals and for like career to go there. And also, as I said, I want to go into acting. I think I have more opportunities. Also with my social media in the States.
I do believe you, because last time when we were talking, you said, because back then you have around like 500,000 followers, right?
Yeah, like 400K, I think.
Around
Yeah.
there. And then I think you told me within 1 year you want to grow to like 1 million.
Yeah, that's my plan. So I have like 1.5 more months to go.
Exactly. Make sure you subscribe
850K.
right now.
So yeah, got like 1.5 more months. Let's see.
I do believe you.
Yeah, my goal was this year to hit the 1 million. But it's getting, I don't know if I can make it.
Why?
Like, I need like a few more viral videos.
Okay, so like what's the viral video recently you posted?
The most, like,
the latest one, because I know before you did the one like the hike.
oh yeah,
right?
yeah. The latest one that went kind of viral was this one. Maybe you could just show it. It's like 20 million. It was like I posted this 2 weeks ago. This one,
sorry.
like girls my age don't look at me. It's like kind of, and then aunties and downs. And it's basically also a being tall video.
Yeah.
But people just love to see that. So I think as long as it works, why stop this kind of content? And also 20 million is 20 million.
It's wild.
Yeah. But other than that, the last one, like I hit a few like 10 and 8 million videos, but the last more viral video was this one with 33 million, and it's also a being tall in Taiwan video.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god, you had blonde hair back then.
Yeah, and that's here.
Sure.
And for example, from this video, I mean, that's actually crazy. I made like 150k followers
What
from one
the
video.
heck?
Yeah.
Really? That's a
Maybe you
lot.
can show them, but that's crazy, right? The idea, like it's always the same. Like me looking good and being tall in Taiwan, and people like reacting to. Yeah, it sounds very superficial, but that's basically the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like obviously people like to see that. If I can make 150k followers from one video, why not? Why
That's
not do
true.
it?
That's true.
Also, it elevates all my other videos too. You see like the numbers on the other videos.
Yeah, because people check, right? Check the
Yeah,
profile.
people check
After that, after we talk, and then you actually growing your follower towards your goal, which I really impressed. I'm really impressed, I have to say. What happened in between? Like,
this year was very confusing.
yeah.
So my plan was coming back, just staying here a little bit, like seeing my parents again, and then doing acting, maybe starting in Berlin and then going to the States or something, or even going back to Asia. I don't know when did we talk? In November last year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My plan at that time was even maybe go to China or Singapore for doing like acting. I don't know. Did I say that?
You wanted to do acting, and then but back then you already talked about US because you were from...
Okay. Then it was like after. Okay. Because there's another podcast, and I said I want to move to Singapore.
Okay.
But like I talked to some actors from China, and they said it's hard if you're not fluent and if you have an accent. It's and that's actually why I decided to go to the US, also because of my following, but because for me it's easier to get to a fluent, like a native level in English than in Chinese. Like to get to that level in Chinese, it would take me like, I don't know, 5 years.
Yeah, probably.
And English, I feel like I'm already pretty fluent in English, so maybe I have to get rid of the accent and just like get even more fluent. But that's way easier than learning a whole new language, especially Chinese. And guys, if you wonder why my voice is scratchy, I caught a cold a few days ago, so it's like still a bit. Yeah.
So last time you mentioned the importance of just starting doing something, right? Because you just...
Oh wait, your question, what happened this year?
Yeah,
I'm always like abschweifen.
Sidetracked that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and then I came back to Europe, wanted to do my acting stuff, but then I met a girl, and then I was like, yeah, let's just stay in Vienna and move together, and then that's it. We broke up a few weeks ago. And, now I'm pursuing my original plan again.
Breaking news.
Yeah. But yeah, and a lot of other things have happened in between. Such as like just personal development things. I feel like I learned a lot about also through that relationship, and in general a lot about myself, a lot about like happiness and what I really want in my life. Yeah, so I feel like this year was career-wise and personal development a lot.
Has it changed? Like anything changed since we last?
It actually did, yeah. Because when I got even a little bit more self-reflected, maybe. Because back then when we talked, I was more like, oh, I want to chase this career. I just want to be famous. I want to have like money and stuff. This year I started thinking like, why is it so important for me to like be famous? Like why do I want this?
Yeah.
Like what's behind all of that?
So what's behind all of that?
I've not come to the root yet. I think it has a lot to do with my ego, and also because maybe I feel like that's a tough one because it's hard to say. Wait, editor, cut that out.
Okay.
I have to give me a second to think. Also ich habe mir einfach so gedacht, wieso will ich Das alles, wieso will ich so berühmt sein und wieso will ich diese Anerkennung, wieso ist mir das so wichtig? Und es ist halt alles sehr oberflächlich und ich habe mir auch so Gedanken gemacht, wieso will ich, ich habe so ein Blackout.
Du hast gesagt, dass Deutsch ist einfacher.
Ja, ich habe gedacht, das Deutsch ist einfacher. Warte kurz. Ich habe gerade so Blackout, weißt du? So, ich weiß nicht, was ich sagen wollte.
That's a good content though.
Nein.
Okay.
Okay, you can leave that in actually. But it's like I'm.
Or like you have childhood trauma, like, or because of
I think everybody has to some degree. I feel like I'm very unempathisch. What's that in English? Unempathetic.
Yeah.
And I'm very egoistic and.
You were.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And like also through my ex-girlfriend, I realized all of that. I'm working on it, and it's like it changed a lot because before that I was. Yeah, if I reach that goal, if I make that much money, if I have that many followers, I will be happy, you know. And then I reached that goal, and I was like, now I want more.
Yeah.
You know, and now I'm like, I want to reach like 1 million followers, or I want to have like that amount of money on my bank account. And I feel like when I reach it, I will still be the same happy. It wouldn't change much. So I'm working, be grateful for what I have, what I accomplished so far, and just be happy of who I am so far. You know, like just like stepping back from this whole superficial stuff. You know, a little bit. Because I feel like for me it's a little toxic, and also I feel it feels like growing up, you know, reaching a different level of growing up.
How old are you again?
24.
Okay.
Turned 24 a few months ago. I learned a lot this year, and now you just ask me and what did you figure out? And I was like, damn, wait a second, you know, like on the spot right now it's like hard to.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm cooking you.
But now on the spot, it's hard to
put it together.
Yeah, put all the pieces together and like, even in German. Now my way, where I want to be and what I want to be is a little bit clearer. Because before, as I said, I just wanted to be a superstar. I wanted to have like fame and money and like recognition from like people looking up to me. And now I'm like, why did I want all of that? You know.
Do you have like good friends, like good support system in location base, you know?
What do you mean?
Like such as in Vienna right now you're living, or like?
Oh yeah. A lot of good friends and stuff that live in Vienna. Now that I moved to Berlin, it's also hard to like leave them, kind of, you know?
But do you have community in Berlin? I
know people there, but not as well as in Vienna. You know?
See.
But yeah, I'm always open experiencing something new. You know, I love to move somewhere else and like meet new people. I just love that. So it's not like I'm sad about it, but more like I see it as a new opportunity. Yeah. Like meeting new people, meeting new brands, pushing my career, having different surrounding. I think that also helps you like finding your true self, you know, like what do you really want. What
do you think about therapy?
No, I think it's very good, but I haven't been.
Okay.
Well, maybe I should.
BetterHelp will reach out for collab.
A therapist hit me up. No. I think it's probably everybody should do it, I guess, but I haven't been yet. But yeah, let's see. I'm open to.
Do you see your contents also shifting different way because the way how you change yourself?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
So right now it's more like the real Adrien, or like...
It's still very superficial. It's still, my Instagram is very superficial because I started it that way.
Yeah.
And it's hard to switch. Obviously, Instagram in general is very superficial. Yeah. So how the platform works. Yeah, I'm trying to be even more authentic.
Yeah.
If you say like that. Yeah, I'm still not where I want to be, you know.
In terms of?
Like there's still this barrier of what I present on my Instagram. I'm still thinking about, do I look good in this video, and what will people think and stuff. But I try to switch it off a little bit, like showing more personality. But it's hard if you build a following based on your looks and your height and your body, like your physique and stuff, and then you want to switch to more personal content, like talking and stuff. It's not that easy. Also, what I figured out this year is that I'm still so young, and that I basically know nothing about anything. You know, like I don't know. Right now I'm kind of lost. You know?
You're adulting. I'm so
adulting.
proud.
Yeah, it's like, you remember the last time I had this kind of feeling? It was 3 years ago when I decided to move to Taiwan.
Really?
Yeah, that's when I had this last time I felt like this. And yeah, then I quit my job, finished university, and moved to Taiwan. And now it feels like kind of the same, you know. It feels like some big changes are happening. Berlin now, and then the US, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just stuck in the mindset, you know, and in the comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like a lot of my friends, they have like 9-to-5 job, but like they actually have a dream, right? But they just.
But it's so comfortable in their bubble, like just keeping the status quo is so comfortable.
But the discomfort in the mental is just so severe. I feel like, you know. Right back to you, maybe you should just start talking to camera. I don't know, like if you want to.
Yeah, actually, I like as I said in the first podcast, I should just be like, yeah, fuck it. I just talk in the camera. Like I'm just switching my content like that. I should.
Yeah.
But it's
maybe
not
every free content.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So right now I'm doing in general a switch to doing more fashion and beauty related content on Instagram and more personality based content, because before that I did a lot of lifestyle and just everything, basically from travel, food, beauty, fashion too, hair, a lot of Taiwan content, and like being tall or just comedy, basically everything. And now I try to niche it down a little bit and focus on more brand related content that's attractive for brands.
I think authenticity matters a lot. It's like, okay, what's the one thing that you want to show, but you're not sure if our audience will like it or not? You must have thought about this.
Yeah, like just my personality in general.
Yeah.
You know, if people like it, like a content creator on Instagram, and you see, okay, you like the looks maybe, or you like the content he posts, but he's never talking. And then he starts talking, and you're like, it's kind of a. I don't like his voice, or I don't like his personality. He's not funny.
It's like online dating, you know.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, it's like online dating, but just a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe if I start like talking to the camera, and people like think like, he's not how I expected. Having more personality based content, I think, is the goal of almost every creator. It's not that easy. If it would be easy, everybody would do it, right?
Because like another day I was also thinking like I have really small following, right? But like I build my personality based on really business savvy and then like, you know, those kind of character.
Yeah.
And these days I want to switch to like just a girl kind of vibe, right? And also I'm more aesthetic kind of post, because the new venture I'm on right now, I actually lose some followings because before I had a lot of sustainability talk and then like, you know, and because I switched and I lost, I would say 100, 200 following. I only have 6,000, more than like 6,200, 300. I lost like around 200 followings just because I switched and then, you know, remove all the things.
I mean, that's
right
like
now it's
normal.
more me, you know? Right now it's more me.
Yeah, I've seen it. But yeah, that's normal. Like that's, I mean, I know that people will unfollow me if I switch my content. I know that.
Yeah.
But it's still a little bit, it's just so different for me. So taking that step and doing something else is still, you know, I always talk about you should just do it, and you should actually, but it's hard, I know. Like it is hard. Also, like for example, in acting, like taking acting classes, going to castings or like doing e-castings and stuff, it's easier said than done. You know, like taking the first step, it's like kind of hard. Also, if you just talk about it and don't really do it, you cannot fail. Yeah. For me to start in acting, I want to try it. I want to test if I have talent or not. I mean, of course you can learn it, but I think you have to have like a little bit of talent too.
Yeah.
But you know, if I don't try, I can also not fail. You know, I can stay in my comfort zone. I can talk about being an actor, wanting to be an actor. Yeah.
So have you been to casting?
Nah. No, so the thing is, my ex-girlfriend was an actress, and I practiced with her at home, but I not really went to any castings and stuff. I don't know, I never really took the step, you know, I was like practicing at home and like testing a little bit, but I never really, don't ask me why, I don't know. It's like everything I said last year on the podcast, you know, I never really implemented in my own life.
We are rewriting it, okay? Rewriting it.
This year, that's why I'm saying this year was a little bit confusing because I wanted to do so much stuff, but I basically never really started. And I don't know, it's like...
No, you did the step to grow your social following.
Yeah, I mean, I still made like 500K on Instagram.
Yeah,
but...
right. Oh my God, you are going to have mental breakdown.
Yeah, I do have one already. No,
okay, when you practice at home with your ex-girlfriend, how was it? How was her feedback?
Her feedback was, it's okay. But you know, to be a good actor, you have to like take real classes, practice, like having like a teacher.
Yeah.
I just want to try it actually, and I promise you, I will. Like after this podcast, I realized, I do too much talking maybe, and I have to less talking, more actions. That's a wake-up call here in this podcast. But also there were a lot of other things I don't want to talk about here on the podcast. Personal things that...
Well, you want to have 2 kids.
No, I'm not. No, not yet. But stuff that kept me mentally occupied. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can tell you after the podcast.
Okay, got it.
Tell you. But it's But I see everything as like experience. You know, you learn from everything. I see the same behavior now with acting that I had with starting social media, because I quit my job in March, April, and then I didn't really start doing YouTube until September.
Because you were
because I was like, I want to do it. I will do it, but I never did it really. And then in September, I don't know, I was just, and then I said, fuck it, now I'm really doing this, and now I'm blew up, and I did my career and everything worked out as I wanted it to be. Yeah. But it took me like half a year to actually start. Maybe now it's a time.
It's a time, yeah. After this, just you know.
Yeah, and to be honest, like it's not really an excuse, but it's also an excuse a little bit maybe. I wanted to do some other things first before focusing 100% on acting, such as establishing myself in Europe as an influencer more, because as you know, I started in Asia, and when I came back, like nobody from the PR and no marketing and no brands knew me, and they didn't knew I'm here now. Like I was very Asian branded. You know, I also had the Chinese characters in my name, and I was doing a lot of Taiwanese content. I was also using Chinese subtitles in my vlogs and stuff. So people didn't know I was living in Europe now. Yeah. So why partner up with an Asian creator who lives like on the other side of the world? And so this year I started mainly focusing on establishing myself here in the European and Western influencer scene. Also, I know with acting, it's not that I make a living out of it now. Probably. Like, I'm pretty sure not. So I was still focusing on my social media mainly, and like establishing myself, learning, getting to know new people, and doing acting like like just starting a little bit, but also, to be honest, I'm also afraid of castings. Yeah, like I don't know if I'm, it's hard.
Of
it's
course.
hard, it's just hard to hand in a tape of you doing the role and stuff, and I don't know that much about acting. Like I know from my ex-girlfriend a little bit and her castings and stuff.
Are you afraid of like rejection? Or
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be a lot of rejection, especially in acting.
Exactly,
you do a lot of castings, and you usually get rejected all the time, and then you get like one role from like 30 casting. I don't know. I think that's like a natural thing, like everybody is, right? So you just have to overcome that. I mean, even when I started with social media, now it's easy to say I will be big on social media. Yeah. But when I started social media, I had the same feeling. I was like, what if I talk too much? What if I, like always talking about, I want to be a superstar. I want to do YouTube. I want to do Instagram. And then coming back after a year in Asia and having like 200 followers, it would be kind of embarrassing, Yeah. So of course I was afraid of that too. But I just started, and the same. Also, I learned a lot. My videos I posted, like the first few videos were shit. Like right now, I wouldn't do it like.
Do you still have them on?
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah.
Why not, right? I also keep my shitty videos.
I just also on YouTube, they can go viral after like 10 years. So I feel like on TikTok it's very short-lived. So if a video doesn't go viral within like a few days or even within hours, go viral anymore. Yeah. On Instagram, I had videos that went viral like up to 2 or 3 months later. What I've seen is YouTube videos going viral after 10 years.
Yeah.
Last time I had a video on my like main page on YouTube, which was posted 10 years ago and just recently went viral. And like all the comments were like from days or weeks ago, but the video itself was posted 10 years ago. Like this video really got recommended to me.
Oh my God, that is so crazy.
Yeah, so I think like on TikTok it's very, like you can really see it after a few hours if your video will go viral or not. Yeah. And on Instagram too, but the time span is a little bit longer, I feel like.
I had a video went viral, 1 million views because I was robbed in Paris. I'm like,
on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah. And how did it perform? Like, go viral like after you posted it, or did it take a few days or weeks or?
Right after.
Right after.
You pick it up, and then it went on for like a month or two. And then like I also got a lot of followers from that video, but that wasn't the audience I want to catch, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. But still, it's there and it's generating results. So I'm just put it there.
Yeah, let's talk more about Instagram, because I feel like most of the time on this podcast today we're talking about like my personal problems and stuff.
About you. But, I was about to talk about rejection.
But I think the people rather want to know like social media stuff related, right? Yeah, okay. Probably that's why they're watching.
It's a long podcast, so they will for sure know about you. Depends on what you want to talk about. I'm fine.
It's your podcast.
It's my podcast.
No, I just don't want to be too boring about like my personal whatever.
No, okay, so you will be surprised. So I have a podcast with Nicole. Nicole is one of my best friend, also a savvy business owner. And then she shared her childhood story that also went nuts because people don't know about her, how she grew up. Her mom disowned her, and then her dad passed, and then she accidentally got 2 kids. And then when she was 18, right? Also, meanwhile, she's a super successful entrepreneur. And right now she's only 28, right? Yep. And then people thought she just inherited it, but it's not. Yep. So that actually gave her a lot of personality, right? You will be surprised how much people wanted to know a person behind the scene. Yeah,
that's also what people don't really get on my Instagram.
Exactly.
That's what I have to work on, Like they don't get to know the real me, or like my personality. Like I do vlogs and stuff. I do talk to the camera, but not as much as I should or as I want. Yeah, if you watch my Instagram, it's still very based on looks and based on.
I mean, nothing wrong about that, right? It's just
it's nothing wrong. No, it's nothing wrong, and there. so many people that are doing it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want for the future,
know.
you know?
Yeah. It's like because I talked to a friend and then like because he's an entrepreneur, but he's not on social at all because he doesn't like this superficial kind of thing. And I just told him, hey, because the platform designed in a way that people needs to be superficial, otherwise they cannot get attraction. And nowadays it's really hard to make any business without any digital marketing and stuff, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, because algorithm is just not designed for you to have a long form content if you are not media, you know, account.
Unless you're doing it on YouTube.
Yeah, unless you're on YouTube. Maybe you won't pick it up YouTube, I don't know, but.
Maybe I started as a like fun project, but I don't want to do it like as a main project like I did before. For me, it's just more fun to make short videos and posting pictures.
Okay, so talking about casting, I need to ask you this. If there's a dream role you can cast, what would that be?
Oh, I want to be in a Star Wars movie.
You want to be in Star Wars? Okay.
A Star Wars. That would
Which one? The character, which one do you want to play?
Oh, character?
Yeah.
It depends which movie is coming out, but
Just
an important one, I hope. Yeah, that I would really, because I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So just because, you know. Also, I want to really admire Johnny Depp, so maybe play in a movie with him.
Before divorce or after divorce? Oh, Johnny.
In general.
Okay.
Yeah, but like from his acting, I don't know a lot about his like personal life. I mean, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, of course I followed it, but I really have an opinion there. But from his acting and from his past, like his roles he played, I really like him as an actor. So yeah, I would like to play a movie with him. I don't even know what directors and what kind of roles they see me in. I'm open to anything. I don't have like any kind of genre I really want to be in, like drama or science fiction. For me, everything is fine.
What if it's a young dad?
In a movie?
Yeah.
It's fine for me.
Really?
Well, yeah, like trying out new roles. I like to really be invested in a role, like just being the other character. And I also like being in front of the camera. I don't know if that's good. Voraussetzungen. What's Voraussetzungen?
Getting off or something? No?
Nah, it's...
Shit, my German is getting so bad.
My English is getting bad, damn.
I know this, you know?
A requirement? Shit, my English is...
My German is...
Yeah, because I haven't really spoken English this whole year because I was living in Vienna, German all the time.
Wait, so your German is Hochdeutsch, right? If I remember correctly.
I grew up in Salzburg, so my German is... It's Hochdeutsch, but with a little bit of Austrian, like Austrian accent. But yeah, because my mom is from Germany, I'm used to speak like not that strong of an Austrian accent,
But I think the entire German region, I don't know, they fantasize Austrian accent, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. You don't know that?
I just heard of like Austrian accent is bad for German speakers.
Really?
Yeah. Like I never heard anyone say, "Oh, nice, you have an Austrian accent."
Really?
Yeah.
Because I live in Germany, and a lot of people told me they think it sounds so good.
Austrian accent?
Yeah.
I heard the opposite.
That is Swiss German. Swiss German is
totally different. Let's not talk about Swiss German.
It's just different.
But really?
Yeah.
I only heard like Austrian German is a little bit.
Really? Do some research. Maybe you can build your base on that because I think people like it. Yeah.
I mean, we can also switch to German if you want.
Then people would know.
Are you shy?
Wow, then I need 2 beers, then we can do that. Yeah.
Or we can switch to Zhongwen.
可以吗? No.
Rather not.
I feel like...
Also, I haven't learned Chinese in such a long time.
For 1 year.
Over a year. I haven't really learned.
But I have to admit, I like your content without the
Chinese subtitles?
Subtitle better.
Yeah, it's more Western focused.
Yeah.
Now.
Last time you said American people like to see exotic feeling.
Yeah, and I still think they do. It's interesting for them if I have more Asian stuff in my videos, like subtitles or like just being in Asia in general. But I feel like for brands, it's more interesting if I be more Western focused, more attractive.
I think European lifestyle also recently got a lot of attraction because I don't know if you saw this like video. They say American dream is dead. European summer is the new American dream. Because like in America, everybody is like overworked. In Europe, you have this 28 days paid vacation. 2 hours you're in Italy, 3 hours you're in Portugal.
That is true.
That is also another thing I find it very interesting. And my friend visited me from Asia to Munich. Before that, they thought I live in the forest, in a village. Because I always post like, like my garden and stuff. If you live in a city center in Germany, if you have a garden, consider it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But in Asia, if you have a garden, which means you don't have money.
You live like outside of the city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when she came here and then she was taking pictures everywhere, she thinks it's a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, okay, maybe we are in a bubble that maybe those are contents that we oversight because,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Imagine like also here is like man attraction.
Yeah.
And I sit here every day, I'm just like...
Yeah, you don't really see it anymore. Because I grew up in Salzburg. And I know if you guys know Salzburg, maybe you can put a picture. But it's very beautiful. It's very small, but it's very beautiful. But after living there for 19 years or 18 years, I could never do my content there. Because it's like, I grew up, I went to this old town like a million times already, so nothing special anymore. But then after living abroad for a year and then living in Vienna and then coming back, I was like, damn, it's so beautiful. Yeah. And then I've seen it from a different perspective, And I feel like that's with a lot of cities, if you live there for a while, you don't really see the beauty anymore.
It's actually also a waste,
Yeah.
But also on the other hand, I just told her is that if I start posting content in Munich or like you in Salzburg, I mean, I don't know you, but I feel a bit cringe,
Yeah, because you know everyone there, everyone knows you, and then it's like, oh, she's doing like, yeah.
Yeah.
But you should just like, don't give a fuck, right?
Right back to you, I mean.
Yeah, especially for that, I started a new channel. Back then, my main Instagram was like 2,000 followers. When I decided to start social media, I made a whole new Instagram and started posting there because I didn't want my friends and stuff to see what I post. I didn't want to be like cringe and stuff. Right now, like it's easy for me to say, fuck it, just start. But I know from experience that it's not that easy to just like start posting, first traps or, Yeah, but after you get a following, like people will be, oh yeah, nice, I always knew you. You have the potential, like I always believed in you. But if I didn't make it, I swear 50% of the people back in my hometown, is very small, would have said, it's so cringe,
Salzburg is actually pretty.
Salzburg is very pretty.
Kaiserschmarrn is good.
What?
Kaiserschmarrn.
Kaiserschmarrn. Yeah. Kaiserschmarrn is good.
Yeah, I think it's one of the, probably will be my number one dessert in the world. Yeah.
Have you made it yourself?
No, who can make Kaiserschmarrn at home? No one.
Kaiserschmarrn is so easy.
You make Kaiserschmarrn at home?
Yeah. I can.
I don't believe it. You should make a video.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, and I bet 99% of people who is listening don't know what's Kaiserschmarrn.
Where's your audience mainly based?
US and Taiwan.
Oh, really?
US and Taiwan.
Nice.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very seldom Germany. Mm-hmm. Germany might be number 3 or number 2, sometimes switch. Yeah, depends. So you need to make a Kaiserschmarrn.
I can make it in the next podcast. I will make it. We can build a kitchen here and then.
Yeah.
Before starting talking about social media, I will just do a cooking.
We can actually do that because I have a really good kitchen, like really open one.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Now it's pressure on me. What about?
Imagine it's not good.
It is good.
You're from Salzburg. And I think your mom also owned a kitchen, right, or something?
We had a restaurant in Salzburg.
Yeah.
But it's a long time ago. But my grandparents owned it. Because my grandmother sold it already, and then we went back to Taiwan. So I didn't really grow up in that. But my dad, I didn't really grow up with the restaurant, but my dad did kind of, until she sold it and went back to Taiwan.
Your grandma is an entrepreneur who exited.
Yeah.
Literally, who exited. Okay, let's talk about brand deal. So you already experienced through many different phases. You grew from like really small one, like 10K, 100K, 500K, and now almost 1 million. What's the difference when it comes to like brand deals? Because like right now, a lot of micro influencers are rising.
Actually, followers are not that important anymore. Like it's not the most important thing. Location, the type of content, and how you present yourself, especially the location of your followers, is way more important than just the amount. I know people that get really good brand deals because they branded themselves really good on Instagram and have like 40K, like 50K, but very, very local focused. I think it depends nowadays, because there are so many influencers. You should really like establish yourself, your uniqueness, and the quality of your content, and the quality of the account you have, and the community you have. The engagement is way more important than just the following. For brand deals, the most important thing is how you brand yourself, how you show yourself in your videos.
Because, a lot of youngs, like Gen Alpha.
That's like after Gen Z?
After Gen Z, Gen Alpha is coming. So we are.
What generation are you? I didn't ask about the age, just the generation. It's like.
Oh, you don't know my age?
Should I guess?
Yeah, you can.
I would say like 27. Okay, so like 20, 24, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm around 24, and then, so they don't really want to. Actually, their dream job is to become influencers, right?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Like,
let's talk behind the curtain, right? So what's the real deal?
It's not as easy as you might think. So just because you have a big following doesn't mean you make like a lot of money. It can be, but it doesn't have to. It comes down to how you brand yourself, what the content is you make. It's like if you only do like voiceovers, like the TikTok, you just do like have a sound and then do voiceover, and you go viral from that. You have 1 million followers. Would you as a brand collab with that kind of content? Like, can you profit of that kind of content? Or would you rather collab with a content creator with like 50K, but very local, very around your business, and he's talking to the camera and he gets, in comparison, not that many views, quality-wise, better views, more engagement, more local? Who would you rather collab with, And the content creators you collab with, they also present your business, and so you wanna have influencers that like you wanna have creators branding themselves, people who do only like some
random.
I don't want to talk bad about people that do so, because it can work too. But what I figured out for me is that to build like a brand in general around your content, and you are very like that you are this guy.
It's about positioning, right? In the early stage of your career, when it comes to brand deal experience compared to now, like what's the process? What's behind the curtain, and like how does it work?
Usually brands just DM me on Instagram or email me. Like right now I have an agency, so they handle everything for me. But they just come up to you, and then you negotiate like a price or what content you post. The difference, the price got higher. Also the type of collaborations you get. It doesn't necessarily mean that you get better collaborations if you grow a bigger following. Usually it is like that. I would go a little bit away from this thinking of, the more followers you have, the better. It's not like that anymore. Like step away from this. More followers means better content creator.
Kind of things. Have you ever got scammed by brands?
No.
No?
What do you mean? Like really, I worked with and got scammed? Nah, but I get a lot of like scam emails, and especially if you have your email address in your bio. But I never got scammed with from a brand. I worked with.
I saw a lot of videos, especially in the US, right? So content creators actually create contents, but like the brand,
Oh, and they don't pay?
they didn't pay or didn't deliver and stuff. So how do you operate, right? Do you outreach or they outreach you when you're in the early stage? It's hard.
I mean, right now, my agency is doing that for me and also like pitching me to brands I want to collaborate with. But in the early stage, I did it myself too. Like, I'm getting inquiries, but also like sending out emails to brands I really want to work with. For example, when I moved back to Vienna, I wanted to work with a gym, because I thought like, I need a gym anyways, and I'm doing gym content, so why not work with a gym? And then I texted some gyms, and then one of them wanted to work with me. It works like that too. Like, you go up to brands and pitch yourself. And I think even like, especially when you're a smaller creator, it can help. Yeah. It can help get more collaborations. Even if you're bigger, right now I'm not doing it myself, but basically we're doing it because my agency is doing it for me.
Another debate right now in the influencer marketing. I'm a business owner, I'm also an influencer. A lot of people are portraying influencer somehow not a good name, like a bit negative. They prefer content creator. So do you prefer people call you influencer or content creator, or like what do you see?
Me, actually, for me it doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah, nowadays influencer has like a bad taste to it.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of influencers that are kind of don't have a good reputation. So also as an influencer, I rather say content creator than influencer. And for me, like if you say you're an influencer, everybody knows what you mean. Content creator, sometimes people don't know. And then you say, oh, influencer. And I'm like, okay, you're an influencer. But I'm also not doing it for that long, just 1.5 years.
Yeah, but this industry moves so fast.
Yeah.
Do you think still this market is saturated, or like do you think still growing?
It's very saturated. I mean, as you said, like everybody wants to be a content creator, influencer. So there's a lot of competition, and it's also easy to do. You just need a phone, and then you can do your videos. There are so many apps that make it so easy for you to create content compared to years ago. So easy to make high quality videos with CapCut and like a subtitle app. So easy, and it looks so professional, and you just need a phone basically. It's getting easier and easier, so there are more and more people doing it. It's pretty saturated. So that's why it's even more important to brand yourself and to be more unique. And I don't mean be unique in in terms of you have to be crazy, have a crazy style. Just you have to build a brand around yourself. Maybe don't just follow what others do. Maybe do your own thing, brand yourself. If I could do it again, I would rather focus on branding myself and not just going viral as I did when I started. Like when I started, I was just focusing on having high numbers, high views, high followers, just trying to go viral with every video I post. And of course it worked. I now have almost 1 million followers in 2 years or 1.5 years. Yeah, that's also you cannot build a good community that fast. It takes time. People have to get to know you. And if you get 150K followers from one video, those are people who just follow you because, in this example, because you're tall or because you look good, but not because they really like you.
At least they know you're half German, half Taiwanese.
At least they know, yeah.
Right?
But you know what I mean?
Of course.
I would have done it a little bit different and not just chase numbers. Think more in a long-term way. But that's a journey. I knew nothing about what brands like to work with, how to build a community. I knew nothing. I just knew I should post videos, and if they perform good, then it's good for me. Yeah. Which is kind of true. Also, kind of not everything.
Should we talk about your 1-year plan again? Since we kind of always
My 1-year plan?
Reunion in 1 year, yeah.
my 1 year plan is definitely, so next year, I definitely want to establish myself even more in the German market too, because right now, like I lived in Austria whole year, and what I really want to focus next year, acting. And I mean, not expecting to make money or like a big career, but just really learning the craftsmanship, you know, like just learning how to act, how to be in a role, how to play another person.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's quite hard.
It
Like if it would
is.
be easy, everybody would be an actor probably. So next year I'm totally focusing on that. Maybe I'm thinking about building a brand too. Don't want to say it yet, but yeah, I'm working on that a little, like as a side, and also like moving to Berlin and then preparing everything for moving to the States. And so that's my next year's plan, and just getting better brand deals. Because last year I said my goal is having 1 million followers. So for next year I don't have a goal like a goal related to numbers or something like that.
Oh my God, seeing you evolve is like, I feel like it's, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, this year was, as I said, kind of confusing. Now I see my path a little bit clearer, you know. I see where, like now I really see where I want to be.
Yeah.
Like I don't say I just want to be a superstar, you know, as I did last year. So yeah. It's.
No, I think this conversation is more than important to have, not just because of I see you grow, right? That is one thing. Another thing is for audience as well. You share your experience behind the curtain. It makes everything so realistic in terms of personal growth. In this industry, it's not easy as people see, but also, of course, it comes a lot of benefit. Thank you for sharing with me again, with everybody here. Really looking forward to your growth in 1 year.
Too. Let's see.
Yeah.
Next year I'm probably gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I did nothing.
No, at least we'll book a place in the kitchen where you
Definitely. Let's make some Kaiserschmarrn next time. No, I'm happy to be back. Really, haven't talked to you in like a year. So also because we were like in a lot of different places. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Always enjoy be on your podcast.